God is contacting Sirus because the lands are polluted and they need to be cleansed. Boy, that sounds like draining the swamp. Boy, that really sounds like draining the swamp. And Sirus had the golden touch. Sirus was the golden king, and he ruled from Persia to Babylon. And the lands in between in those days were called Media or Media, M-E-D-I-A. And I find it no end of funny that, of course, what we're seeing now is of course all of this in sickness and insanity coming out day after day within the mainstream media is all being orchestrated by President Trump, King Cyrus, President 45, Cyrus chapter 45 in the book of Isaiah. The parallels are stunning if you read it for yourself. Don't take my word for it, read it for yourself. It's an incredible read. And then you'll just see. And what it describes in the book of Isaiah is that God is constantly opening doors for Cyrus to enter through. And Cyrus is conquering because when he entered through these doors, these demons looked into Cyrus's eyes and they saw the light of God in his eyes. They saw wisdom upon his brow, and they saw strength in his fist. And that's what we found. And I reported that with, my part 2 on the takedown of the cabal from A to Z. And I showed you step by step, 26 steps, A to Z, how Trump did this, and everyone capitulated to him. Now, certainly he had the goods via the NSA on all of these people, but they could have attempted to balk and fight their way out of this, but none of them did. And they didn't because they absolutely got the same vibe that Charlie and I are getting from Donald Trump and are kind of in awe of this guy, because if your eyes are open, you will see the light within Trump. He has been called. There is no doubt about this. This is biblical beyond imagination. And if you don't awaken to this, you're missing out. You're missing out on this, like Charlie said, this. If you're ever going to exist, this is the time to exist, because we get to affect the greatest change, not just now, not just in the next 3 months, but in the next 3 and 5 years moving forward. We have a chance to do this right together. And the thing that's incredible about Trump, Charlie remembers, because we were on the show with Robert Steele. Robert was kind of struggling a little bit with the plan that Trump and Q had, and they were not reaching out to Cynthia McKinney's of the world. And Cynthia has shared a lot of great information with whatnot, and she is a very strong figure leader within the Black community. But that's not what they want. What they're looking to do is grassroots. And the reason, of course, is that moving forward, this has to be a grassroots issue. Because if we just go back to strong traditional leaders like Cynthia McKinney, the whole system is going to just crumble again on itself, because we're handing over our power. Yeah. And we have to stop doing that. We have to take the reins of power, which is going to be the gift moving forward in the next 3 to 5 years. And Charlie knows this, because we both heard the same things, and we've shared this on shows we've been on together, which is Trump has made this very clear, folks, and you need to listen to this, okay? Because some of you are really fixated on money, so then you better listen. Trump has made this very clear to business and to everybody in between. Moving forward, the game for the last 100 years, when we said no to Nikola Tesla and we said yes to Einstein and these Jesuits of the left-hand path, and everything's a theory, we got everything wrong. When we made that wrong choice 100 years ago away from Tesla, then this is what we have earned. And for the last 100 years, there's an axiom, and it is that only the evil ones get to dance or get to play in this dance. They get to dance in this game. Only the evil ones. And that's what you've seen for 100 years. And if a few good ones have snuck through, like John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, you get rid of those people, because only the demons get to play in this game for the last 100 years. Well, guess what? Dark to light, dark to light. And the lightness is that Trump has made this so clear. You want to play in this game moving forward? It's goodly, godly. If you've got an idea, no matter how small, for a goodly, godly plan, there's going to be money made available to you to execute a goodly, godly plan that puts others first, that puts the earth first, that puts children and the elderly first. So you better wake up to this, because as Charlie just said, this is the greatest time. This is the most horrific time for sure to ever be alive, but it is the most important time to be alive. We've all been called. That's why we're here. We've all been called. Answer the call. Step up and do the work. Answer the call.
It's very interesting.
It's closing in on midnight where Charlie